In this video tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a conversion which tracks scroll depth on your website. So what this does is when somebody has scrolled through a certain percentage of your page or of your content, this will trigger the conversion and that will be recorded in your Google Ads account. Now, one of the significant reasons that this is a great conversion for new accounts is because it shows user intent and engagement. So whilst it's not one of those hard conversions of somebody making a donation or them subscribing to your email list, it still shows that they are engaged and interested enough in your content to scroll through a significant portion of your page. And so we want to get more people like that to your pages and to your site. And so this is a great way of Google being able to understand who those people are. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So you want to come across to the tools and settings icon and come into the conversions option under the measurement table here. And like we've done with the other ones, we want to create a new conversion. So let's set that up using the blue button there. And this is going to, again, be website conversions. So I know that we're probably not going to have category here that fits that. So we're just going to put it in other, and we're just going to name it scroll depth. And we can put more than, let's call it 65%. We're not going to use a value for this conversion. And we're going to set this to 1 because the first interaction is the most valuable. As per the previous conversions that we've set up, I'm going to set this up to the maximum of 90 days here and the view through conversion windows as the maximum of 30 days. For the time being, we are going to include this in conversions and we're going to leave the attribution model as last click. So then you can just create and continue and we'll move into the next screen. So again, we're going to use the Google Tag Manager. I'm hoping that you're finding that quite easy now. So let's go ahead and get that set up. And we've now got these two key pieces of information, the conversion ID and the conversion label. So if we come over to our Google Tag Manager dashboard, we're going to select Add New Tag. And we're going to call it scroll depth greater than 65%. And for the tag configuration, we need to select the Google Ads conversion tracking. So let's select that one, and then let's grab those two key pieces of information that we need from our dashboard. So we've got the conversion ID, which we'll just put in there, and the conversion label, which we will put in there. Now we don't need to make any other changes to the rest of this screen, but what we do need to do is we now need to create our trigger. So let's click into here and start that. So we need to create a new trigger. So we're going to use the plus button in the corner here. And we're just going to name it exactly the same so that we know what it is. Scroll depth greater than 65%. Now what we want to do here is in the trigger type, you'll actually see we've already got an inbuilt trigger to do this. So let's select that. Quite simply just select scroll depth. And we want to look at vertical scroll depths because we know that people are going to be scrolling down the page. And we can just quite simply add in what percentage we want that to fire on. So I'm going to add in 65. It's a good percentage. It shows that people have scrolled through more than half of the content on the page. And that shows good engagement. I'm going to set this to trigger on all pages for now. So there are benefits and drawbacks of doing this. And if you want to get granular, you can do it in a number of different ways. If you wanted to do it on a specific page, you would just put the page URL in here. But if you wanted to set this up so that it tracked across more than one page, what you would need to do is you would need to set up separate triggers for each of those pages. So for now, we're just going to select all pages and we're going to click Save. And save again. And from here then we're going to enter the preview screen, which is going to load our Google Tag Assistant so that we can just check that this is working correctly. So let's connect those two together. Can sometimes take a couple of moments. So we've got our test page up here. That's what we've been running tests on. We can see here that it's showing now that it is connected. So let's have a look. So we can see, yep, so tags not fired. We've got our scroll depth trigger there. So let's go onto the test page and quite simply, let's just scroll down the page. You can see we've added some different elements here for testing purposes. And then let's come across here and we can see that that has now fired, and we've also got our time on page longer than 15 seconds, which has also fired. So everything there is working correctly. We can now go back to the Google Tag Manager. We can submit those changes and publish those so that they go live within the Google AdWords account.